Hi everybody, welcome to the presentation of waiters. But before we will go into this initiation, I would like to introduce myself. My details are here. I am Asaf. I'm very experienced in the IT industry. I was working for few years at high-tech companies in Israel, and I'm mostly experienced in the field of database application and field of building the enterprise solution. I was graduated at the Technion, the computer science department, and I'm now studying toward the finish of my graduate and MA in the industrial engineering department at the Technion. So let us go into waiters. Now a short preview of a scenario that you will probably experience in your life. What is a kofa suzino? It is baked potato stuffed with garlic. Is it spicy? Well, it depends on your preferences. And it comes with a top cover also. What kind of top cover? Whatever you choose, we have this option and that option. And this is a small scenario, and it happens to us all the time that we wait to the waiters to understand what we want to order, what is available. Now, I'm gonna show you a different look on how these processes and services should be handled and treated, and how we as end users can experience those things. We call it don't wait anymore. We use waiters. And you got a short descriptions of things that happens all the time. Not only the scenario of conversation between the customer, the person that comes to eat. It starts before. It happens all the time to all of us, especially when we try to arrange some family event and we try to locate a table or a place and take some orders, and if we bring our children, and after some long time we can handle the situation of reserving a table, and finally we check in to the place, and then start to wait to the waiter. Now if we have the menus with him, it's good. Maybe we'll have to ask to bring some more menus, or perhaps the menu is not updated. And then you come to take the orders and you say, I'm sorry, this dish is not available now or currently. Or maybe the dish is available on season only. So what season are we? Are we off season or on season? And those things happen all the time. Now it's not ending by this. We have many more hassles, and I call it hassle because we want to enjoy, we want to have the technology on our side. But look what happened later. It turned out that our oldest daughter dish is not available, so she had to order again. Now she wants to take a steak. Do you want it rare, medium, or medium well? Now, maybe the waiter said, okay, 1 minute, I will go to the kitchen, I will ask, I will give you some details. But now, the time's passed. And as long as the time passed, and we have all of this hassle, and when we finish eating, then we have to the dessert, and we have to wait for paying, and we have the payment separation, okay? Did you have this dish? Did you have the steak? You have the stuffed potatoes? How much does this cost and how much that? So We want to incorporate technology to solve all these things out. And waiters will do this for you. Okay, we position the solution in a huge market. And want to provide a comprehensive set of features, and want the product and the solution to include as much as the necessary things that the restaurant and the restaurant's customers would like to have, will enjoy to use, and will be easy for them to adopt. So here's the set of features. We give you a full flexible menu generation, inclusive of daily recommender, prices, options, special offerings. It will support smartphones. I will talk about it later, but no need of extra devices. While we were surveying the market, we realized that the market is rising, but there is some dependent in the equipment, in the devices. We'll go to the market later. Let me go on with the dishes, information, and reviews, important. I can watch the chef explaining the dish on my smartphone while I'm sitting and wondering if it is nice dish, will it be enjoyable, or should I take another dish? So the review is not only rating of other eaters, it is also reviews of chef or different people. Social networking. This is a nice thing to have, because since I am choosing my dish and my friend is choosing another, we can socialize this. We can socialize even before and after. We can try to arrange an event in Facebook and then participating and specifying the place we are socializing. We can talk and rate our dishes later on when we finish eating. Socializing is important. It is reality, it is now, it is alive and kicking. Online order and status notification is much important for us to understand if our dish is ready or not ready. We have the notification regarding the status of the table. Even while we are on the road, we can delay our arrival because of a traffic jam, and the restaurant will know about it. The personal history and preferences is stored in our database. I will later talk about the benefits and the commercial offering that we may provide or sell to different organizations because of this history. But it is also helpful for ourselves. It is easy to use a payment system, as I mentioned before, with dishes separations and tips. And the configuration of the charging is very micro. We'll talk about the market later, and we'll see why it is important. Now, our problem, as I mentioned before, is the menu maintenance, the table reservation, social networking, order reception and maintenance, the nasty Q&A sessions about the options of our pudding, the status and update, the payment hassle, the reviews, recommendation, and of course the device purchase and support, which is a pain currently for the restaurants. It is a big cost. Okay, so let's take a look on our product. So the product is basically located in the cloud. Most of the products that we are can see today, and this database and the cloud is reachable by any device from any situation. So you can see the staff in the kitchen can see the orders and can update them. We can use some mechanism of identification by using Bluetooth and RFID or GPS, micro GPS configuration to identify our dish whether going out or in. The waiter itself can still be alive and use this application. While we are driving, we can let our children to choose the dish and not wait until we are sitting in the restaurant. It's beautiful. It sounds like a dream, but this is going to be a reality. And while we are eating, we got a notification that the steak will be ready in 10 minutes since it is right now on the fire. And we can sit in the sofa at home and try to arrange this event. So waiter is a comprehensive look. Basically, this product is a vision, is a visionary look on how the service of restauration should be served to us and how we should consume it. Okay, technology, and this is a major advantage since we are not inventing any new technology. We are just using the right technology in the right time and the right place. So, the smart cloud-based server, as I mentioned, is in the cloud. The technology is here. The position-based caching notification, it's some kind of our way to say that if you're in Los Angeles, you're not interested in the dishes that's served in New York. Devices support, as I mentioned. The dish and table identification can be done by RFID in a very smart way, and we will provide a big advantage for the restaurant and for the eaters. A clever combination algorithm is a feature that we may be able to recommend you what kind of combination is nice, or regarding your preferences if you are vegetarian or you want to avoid meat for 1 week. It is a smart algorithm that we are going to incorporate into the product. Now, I want to talk about the competition. Now, it's very important to understand it's the top line and the bottom line too. The market is huge, it is arising, it is awakening now, it happened now. The restaurant is still very old-fashioned. The way that a dish is served today in New York is the way that it was served 100 years ago. You still have to go and take the menu and choose it, and the waiter is going and maybe get some point of self-service in his desktop, but still everything is done in the same way. But we don't want it anymore. We want to use a smart technology to help ourselves manage our life better. But let's go into the market anyway. So I mentioned point of sale softwares. This is the things that you see when you come and the waiter is writing the thing, and then you go and clicking on his desktop. This is for the billing basically, and for the financial issues. We want to integrate it, this product. It is not a competitor. There are several very good products. There's MenuDrive, Tubero, A La Carte, huge companies in terms of a company, not in terms of the market. We'll see the market later. Anyway, all of them, none of them stretch the lines. And when I say stretch the line, it means take a comprehensive look and vision on how those things can be handled. I want to go to our biz model, and let's stop at this point and take a look on our some slides from the market survey, which is not included in this presentation. You have to excuse me. And jumping into this chart, as you can see here, this is the year of 2014. It's up to $680 billion in the food and beverages market in the US only. Now, take the yellow part, since this is the eating places. You can have the legend, Where is the legend? Great, the legend is here. So yellow is eating places. This is some military services. You have some events as wedding. By the way, this product can serve also weddings, events. It can serve many conferences. Should be taken into account. But let's focus on this market, which is very huge. You may agree with me. 455 billions. This chart shows the full service restaurants. I mean, the 455 billions is including some semi-serviced restaurants, some bars and drinks, snacks, many eating places which we are not sure that it is correct to take into the biz market this marketing survey. So we took only this part. And let's go back to see that from only 3 to 4% of the market, we can take our market share for very non-greedy share, because we think that from perhaps of 0.1% of the charges that the restaurant is charging its customer is not a lot of money for it to invest in our product, since it will lower costs for them and it will give them benefit for marketing, for advertising. It will give the people the ability to find them on the net. Now, our market share, finally, by a non-greedy model, is $6 million. And as I mentioned before, while the database is full with data, we will be able to give many important and profitable offering, and those commercial offering may let us the ability to gather some much more incomes. I want to talk about the phases, okay? We don't have new technology, we have the vision, we have the money to invest in the first year of development and marketing, and this is it, okay? Let's talk about the US only. We go to market in the US in 1 year with a major pilots of huge service, full services, restaurant nets. It means that marketing to worldwide, you have to wait, and we believe that it requires rethinking. The culture is different, the way that we consume restauration and the way that the restaurant serves the population is different. We are a small village, but it is not yet there. So basically this chart shows the incomes by years. So we have to reach our 6 million market share after some years, but it is profitable from the third year. If we talk about money, so the first year is a loss, okay? It is a development. It is a loss of almost $1 million, $800,000. I want to go into the development plan just for understanding why is it so important to invest that huge of money for just giving a smartphone application. It is not that all, okay? We have to do some product management, we have the system engineer and programmer, we have consultant for the database. It has to be very fast responsive. Of course, the servers and the application, and we have many contracts. Now the labor is going to last for 2 phases of 5 months and 3 more months. And then we go into the phase of QA. Okay, the dev plan is here to review later. I'm not sure that it's a good practice to stop at the presentation and have the details now, but here's the bottom line. So this is $800,000. I want to go back to the money slide, because it sounds painful to lose almost $1 million. But it is better to understand that second year is close to balance, since we have sales and we have income in the second year. And from third year is a success. It's going up and up. Just before, one more thing about the money. You can see here that the sales are very pessimistic. We are talking about take only 10% of our market share, which is 3% only. We talk those 3%. I was speaking about 3 to 4, but it looks important to take the lower bound. But we took only 3% of the market share and only 0.1% of the restaurant's income. It means that if a restaurant has a daily income of $10,000, now if he can give up one waiter away, it means you have this $100 to pay us, and the waiter is not there anymore, and you got a beautiful system for including everything that it has to do by hand, to update the menus, to take the orders, to handle all of it. Now, I was talking about the sales. So second year is okay. First year is nothing. Okay. In the second year, we will sell 10% of our market share. Then we go to 25 and 50, 70 and 100. As the market will grow, and we believe that by going above our market share, it means that our market share grows. So you can see more percentage. And this is the chart. So it is nice to see one more thing, that the cash flow is accumulating. So we are planning to invest the same amount of money every year in development. We are not developing for first year, be ready for the pilots. We will develop year by year. I'm going back to the presentation to finish the money, and what you have to understand from this scenario is, in terms of 5 years, the accumulation of cash flow is almost $5 million, and by investing only 0.8, and if the success will succeed, then in 3 more years, maybe very profitable. And not talking about worldwide. Let us go on and give you some timeline status, and I want to finish by this. I will be happy to take some questions. Yeah, development plan is ready, as you saw. It's not a secret that it costs money to give a good product. We believe that to go to market with a very basic set of feature is not good. We believe that we have to let the people enjoy and choose to adopt this vision. And if the vision is not supported by tools and abilities, it will never be visioned. So yes, development plan is quite heavy in terms of application development, but it is it. And marketing plan is basically included in our development plan for developing the marketing. It is important to understand which pilots will be our 10% of our market share. And the challenge is to press the start button. This is it for now. Thanks for the listening, and see you using Waitress very soon.